Hey, what's up, lightboltjoe here. Today we're going to discuss the 2011 action film Real Steel, starring Hugh Jackman, Evangeline Lilly, Anthony Mackie. A bunch of people are in this. Sean Levy directed this. This is the first film that Robert Zemeckis and Steven Spielberg co-produced since 1990s Back to the Future 3. So it's pretty cool seeing everybody come together for this particular film. This is based on a short film called Steel. Obviously, it's a nod to Rock'em Sock'em Robots, the board game that's been around since, what, the 60s. And so this is awesome. I've never seen this full film in its entirety, beginning to end, until now. I've seen bits and clips, you know, on TV throughout the decades. This came out in 2011, so 13 years ago. Here it is, 2024. And it's pretty neat that this film takes place in 2020, because 2020 was an absolute plague compared to the fictitious 2020 that we get to experience within this that was imagined back in 2011 when the film came out. What I love about this as well, and I had to look it up, a lot of the robots were actual animatronics for the close-up shots, and then they used, obviously, for the wider shots, CGI. There was a lot of shadow boxing within this for this main robot, Adam, that Hugh Jackman and his son are working together with. Max and Charlie, respectively, are working together with. And so to have them motion sensor actual boxers for the choreography of the robots, it's pretty cool how it all comes together. It's a nice hybrid of animatronic and CGI, which you don't normally see that much anymore. So, especially on the animatronic front. And it had that grit to it. I've said this a few times. I loved watching the 80s and 90s films because that grit that it has. It has that authenticity. The explosions are real. The car crashes are real. The action sequences are real. The animatronics are real. CGI wasn't really much of a thing in the 80s. Some stuff. 90s, it kind of grew, obviously, and then the aughts and the 10s and the 20s, here we are now, it's taken over. So now we have more CGI than animatronics. So going to a film back in 2011 to have that hybrid, it still had that grit kind of feel to it because of that animatronic aspect, mixing with the motion capture of the actual boxers. So it worked. It worked very well. The balance worked very well. And then the story itself, it's an underdog story. So they find, Max, the kid, finds this robot in this junkyard that they're looking at. And he's a deadbeat dad, and there's a whole custody thing. So there's a lot of backstory to it, but it's properly introduced along the story. And Adam is found at the bottom of this ditch after Max inadvertently falls off this cliff. And he's gets stuck on this robot's arm before plummeting further. So then he's saved, Max digs him out of the dirt, brings him back, they fix him up. He's revealed to be a Gen 2 fighting robot, a sparring robot, versus a combat boxing robot that they have now. Different stuff. Boxing of humans is no longer a thing, it's just robots boxing, so it's a neat little spin on an alt-universe in regards to reality. And so it's a matter of how are we going to fight with the robot. We're going to do the street level fights and then work our way up if we can, and then they do, and then it's the Adam versus Zeus battle, right, for the league champion title, and no one expects him to last all 5 rounds with Zeus because of Zeus's programming and algorithm-based stuff. But he survives the 5 rounds, and then it comes down to the judges' cards, and the judges' scoring declares Zeus the winner by like a point or two, and the crowd boos, and they cheer for Adam, the technical loser. So it's a neat conversation piece then. Who's the real winner? Is it the one who wins the crowd or the one that wins the title? And it was a very neat conversation then to have within regards to Charlie and Max respectively, in regards to Max being asked, how does it feel that Adam is now called the people's champion? And it's just a neat thing because nobody cares about Zeus anymore. Even though he won the belt, nobody cares. It's because Adam proved that anybody can do it. So it's a wonderful underdog story. It's a wonderful conversation piece. Do you win because you win by points or because you win the crowd? It's a very interesting conversation in regards to the psyche in general. But this was so well done. I'm embarrassed in myself that it took me 13 years to finally sit down and watch the full thing beginning to end. Because this is awesome. I got chills. I got the goosebumps. I got teary-eyed at one point. I was like, what's happening right now? This is an underdog robot boxing film. It was so incredibly well done, and Sean Levy has done incredible work since 2011 and before 2011. So it's neat going back to a piece that I've had on my list of things to watch, and I never got to it. But that's the purpose of this 2-month marathon that we're 2.5, 3-month marathon that we're doing. It's going through the stuff that I have neglected to watch. They've been on the list. They've collected dust on the shelf. Here we are, we're watching it. Metaphorical dust on the metaphorical shelf, because it's all digital stuff. But, yeah, Real Steel, 2011. Awesome, incredible action film. I will definitely be watching this numerous times, continuing on as my life progresses. On to the next review. Mahalo.